Welcome back, Flair community. First and foremost, thank you all for joining me. And as always, it's an absolute pleasure to be streaming for you all today. Absolutely, so many legends already in the room. I'd like to welcome Anthony as a contributor. Very much appreciated, my friend. Uh, yes, Moon Chicken, I am sober, but although the football was on today, I didn't have any drinks. I was just having a bit of a quiet one. Unlike Marco, because I did wish Marco from FTSO EU good luck in the game because it was England versus Italy, and he actually dropped me a cheeky message here.
Hey, hey man, good luck. Hey man, good.
And I think it was a little bit sad after the first 2 minutes when England scored, but it looks like Italy came out on top. And yeah, congratulations to all the Italian family in the in the Flair community. So, what we're going to do today is I'm really going to show you this video by a member of the community. But before we jump into that, we've got some news to announce. So, Flair Finance have actually just announced that they're going to be supporting Gitcoin across all the products in the Flair Finance ecosystem. So this one sort of came at me from a bit of a blind side. You know, I really didn't expect to see this. I've never really heard of Gitcoin, but at the end of the day, any asset that's integrated just adds more liquidity to the system. So it's only beneficial. So let's just quickly play this. Keep the music off. Very exciting. And yeah, we do also know as well that there is actually going to be one more, yes, slight slip of the tongue there. There is actually going to be one more asset which is going to be integrated with the Flair Finance platform. And this is going to be due to a governance vote, as you can see here. So the beta program is still going to launch, and during that, we're going to be able to utilize our YFIN and YFLR in a way that we've not really seen yet, which is to have a governance vote. Because Flair Finance, once it's launched, will be a decentralized autonomous organization, meaning the holders of the governance tokens will really be able to drive the direction of the platform. So that's something to bear in mind. Now, moving on, I did want to cover this tweet here because it did get a lot of attention, quite a few retweets and a lot of likes. So let's just read this really quick. Serious concern. I would love to hear your thoughts. My brain is trying to wrap my head around this. When Flair goes live and we mint FXRP, we are sending away our XRP to get minted, correct? In a live chat a while ago, they were explaining everything, Patty and others. Not your keys anymore, which is true. You will send your XRP to an agent. I know you can get your XRP back and unmint them unless an error happens where they will send back Spark instead with a bonus to cover a rebuy of XRP with the fee spread. And this is basically talking about the collateral ratio breach. My concern is that if government make XRP not for retail permanently at that point, and you cannot get your XRP back, like this is how they will put a huge chunk of people out of their bags. Now, Patsy did reply here. I don't see how the government could make it illegal for you to take Flair and to the FlairX platform and swap it for XRP. This network has options. Wow, Susie. Susie says, thank you for the awesome content you've been sharing on your channel. I'll get my nano set up this week. Well, thank you kindly, Susie, for the donation. Very much appreciated. And yeah, get your ledger device ready and raring to go, because I've got a feeling that the Flair network is due to launch very soon. It's definitely on target for this month. So here's my take on this. What if government can make XRP not for retail permanently? The truth is, the government can't do anything because, as you probably know, the XRP ledger is a decentralized network. In fact, even Ripple can't do anything, or anyone can't do anything without having control of the majority of nodes. So this is something which is fairly basic to explain. Because it's a decentralized network, no one can really enforce anything. That's what makes it censorship resistant, okay? So this is nothing to worry about. But there is also something that I did want to mention, which was brought up in the Flair community Discord. And that was to do with the collateral breach and basically this hypothetical situation where holders of originators of XRP and who want to take across XRP to the Flair network, they was asking what would happen if the price of XRP was to rapidly increase, say in a short period, say overnight. Now, this scenario, although it is possible, and I know that there's many people who believe that there could be this really volatile moment where XRP goes up thousands of percent. I'm not too convinced, but theoretically it could happen. So let's talk about it. And this is something which I think people should definitely realize, that there is maybe somewhat of a risk. So when an agent is providing collateral, they have to maintain this ratio of 2.5 of the original assets. So obviously the price of the originating asset is going to fluctuate. The price of XRP is going to fluctuate up and down, and it's up to the agents of the network to maintain this collateral ratio. So if the price of XRP was to increase, the agents would have to provide more collateral, more spark. Now, if this ratio is not maintained and it drops below a certain threshold, the agent will be notified and say, you have to increase your collateral, and they will give a specific ledger close or a specific deadline. Now, if the price was to rapidly increase, say within the space of 5 or 10 minutes or however much, if it was to increase by thousands of percent and the agent is not able to provide the collateral in time, and that would basically result in the collateral that's being provided being paid to the originator in Spark instead of their original asset, say XRP, for example. Now, at that point, the value of the XRP which was minted and also the Spark, what they receive, is the exact same. In fact, they get a little bit more to convert to cover the transaction fees. Now, at that point, if you don't do it immediately and the price of XRP continues to go up, then you certainly could risk missing out on some XRP, for example. So that's definitely something to note. It's somewhat of a risk, but at the end of the day, you actually get back a fully collateralized version. So this is why it's trustless. You would just have to buy the XRP with the Spark that you have very fast if it was continuing to rise. But yeah, that's something to consider, and a scenario which I'm not sure we're going to see personally. So with that being said, I just wanted to clear that up, and now we're going to get into the meat of the video, the Flair Finance strategy. And I'm very excited to show you this, and it comes from Martin, who created this really good video here, and I'm actually going to drop that in the chat very soon. We're just going to watch a small portion of it, and I was actually chatting with him and asked for permission if I could use this video, and yeah, he does a really great job, and I'm very excited to show you guys this. So with that being said, let's bring up the video, and he's created this absolutely incredible diagram that you can see here, and I will definitely encourage you all to watch the full video, but we're just going to go and show a small portion of it today. So let's jump into it.
But I want to make sure that everything is clear. What I am going to do with my Spark token.
Sorry, guys. Okay, that was me. I turned my audio off just for to show the video. But I was just saying, basically, before we start, I want you guys to know that we've already in the position of having Spark here and also XRP. And now we're at a position where we can utilize the Flair Finance applications. And something that I'm really impressed with is the way he demonstrates these these loops. And the loops are basically like income loops, and it provides a way to compound your gains. And there's going to be many different opportunities that you can do this in Flair Finance, as we're about to actually see. So apologies for the lack of audio just then. Let's jump back into this video.
Tokens, when I receive them, is I am going to move them, as you can see by this blue line. The blue line is stage 1. I'm going to move them over here to Flair Farm. Okay? I'm going to do exactly the same thing with my FXRP. I'm going to put that into Flair Farm as well. So why am I doing that? Well, Flair Farm, by participating here, you'll be earning YFIN. So YFIN is the governance token. You can see that here on Flair Finance. Okay, so I want my number one goal, remember up here from stage 1, is earn as much YFIN as possible. That's here. So I got my Spark tokens over here now in Flair Farm. I've also got my FXRP over here on Flair Farm. They're both earning YFIN. And now we're kind of getting to the part where I said that like this is probably the reason why I should not have made this video, because I'm shooting myself in the foot here. Because there is a fixed amount of YFIN that can be earned per day. I believe from the old papers that I read from Flair Finance that it was something like just below 22 YFIN per day. Well, you can obviously understand that when you, I'm just going to give a very simple example here. Say you have $100 and there's one person participating, and that $100 every day has to get divided among all participants. That means that since there's only one person, that one person gets $100. Say the next day, a second person joins. Well, it's still $100, but now it has to get divided over 2 people. So now everyone gets $50. Now, if there's 100 people in there, that means that everyone gets $1. So what I'm trying to say here is that the more people are participating, the less each person will get. I don't know if this is a message that has been made very clear by other YouTubers. If not, I completely understand why. But I just want to be as clear as possible with what I'm explaining here, and I hope you appreciate it. If you do, I'll continue now in a second. But please do give me a subscribe. You'd really make my day, and give this video a like as well.
And I just want to stop there briefly to say it's very noble of Martin to mention that. And, you know, myself and also Mickey B and Patty, we have been stressing the importance of getting in early. Now, for those of you who actually competed in the Flair Finance beta, you would know the importance of getting in as early as possible because, as Martin says, the less people that are in the pool, the more rewards you will get because it's divided by less people. So very important indeed. Let's continue with the video.
Okay, so you have to be aware of something. So when this starts off in the beginning, obviously less people will be participating than later on, because as the network gets more popularity, people will join. The more people join, the less you'll earn over time, because it's just being divided by more and more people. So it's very important to get in early into Flair Farm, like literally as soon as possible. Okay, just so that you'll earn more, because you'll see that this will become less and less over time, and that's also what will cause our strategy to change, right? Well, we'll move from, say, phase 1 of my plan into phase 2 and eventually into phase 3. Now, there's another thing we need to touch on here. So now that we've moved our Spark tokens, right, into Flair Farm, they're now just sitting here, right? Obviously, yes, they're earning us YFIN, but they can do another thing, and this has to do with the Flair time series oracle, right? Because the cool thing about Spark is that our token, we can delegate our vote, right? The value of the token and the voting power is not linked together. So we can delegate our vote and hand that over to, I have a couple of examples here. I've got FTSO Europe here.
I'm going to briefly skip over this because we all should be very familiar with the Flair time series oracle right now. And this is basically saying that you can get your Spark tokens, delegate your vote, and in doing so, if the data provider is providing good data, you'll receive more Spark. And he goes on to say that this is sort of one of the loops, for example, where you get more Spark, you can delegate more votes, and you can get paid more Spark. And then you get this little loop, feedback loop of compounding Spark income from that. So I'm going to just quickly glaze over this bit, and we're going to jump back into the juicy bits, which is to do with the Flair Finance side of it. Okay, let's carry on.
But don't forget, at the same time, we were also earning YFIN. Okay, so what do we do with this YFIN that we've earned in Flair Farm? Well, what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to put the YFIN that I've earned from Flair Farm, I'm going to put it into Flair Loans. Because when it's in Flair Loans, you get paid in 2 different ways. You also earn YFIN from Flair Loans, but besides just more YFIN, you also earn an APR, right? And then there is a small fee that gets subtracted from that. Now, it's not so basically what happens with that 1.5% fee, it goes over to Flair Mutual, right, for the insurance. We'll get there in a second. But you are getting that APR, and that's in kind, right? So whatever loan is taken out, so someone might take out an like FXRP or whatever, LTC or Doge or whatever it is, you'll earn a percentage on that as in APR as well. And the cool thing is, then you can put that back in again, right, back into the system. Whatever you earn in APR, just put it back into Flair Loans. So what you're doing here is you have another loop created. So yes, you're earning more YFIN. You're also earning the APR on whatever the loaned product was, asset was. And then you put it back in, which means that you can now basically borrow out more, right? And then this continues, so this loop, and you're earning that YFIN. Now, so the YFIN that I've earned here, what am I going to do with that? Well, that I'm going to put into Flair Mutual over here. So the cool thing about Flair Mutual is you get shares of the fee pool, right? And that fee pool is this fee from here, that 1.5%. But you also earn more YFIN. So what do I do with this YFIN? Well, this YFIN I put back in here in Flair Mutual. So we have another loop that is just continually growing here, right? And then here upstairs, we have another loop because the shares of the fee pool, like what that is, I'm going to put that back into Flair Loans, which means you get more APR, which you can put back into Flair Loans. You also get more YFIN, which you can put into Flair Mutual, which gives you more YFIN, which you put back into Flair Mutual, which also gives you more share of the fee pool. Like, you see what I'm doing here? So these are loops that are continually growing. Okay? So this here is basically my massive, like what I'm going to start off with. This is my plan. Do you see how beneficial it is to get in early and earn more YFIN? Because the more you earn here initially in YFIN, the more you'll have to put in Flair loans, the more you'll have to in Flair Mutual, and these loops will grow faster and faster.
So I don't want to show, all of his video. He did give me permission to show as much as I want, but I really want you guys to check out his channel because, he's obviously put a lot of time into making this diagram, and I'm actually just going to link the full video here for those who are interested. But basically, the way that this is so beneficial, and well, actually, let me just rewind a bit. This is his first step for the strategy, and I know you can see lots of arrows here, which may sound complicated at first, but he has like 3 different steps, and his first strategy is to accumulate as much YFIN as possible. And this is basically a way to start creating these loops, because the earlier you start creating these compounding loops, the faster it will grow. Compounding really takes a great effect after you've been doing it for a long time. And if you get in early, the results are obviously accelerated. So I really would like to thank Martin for allowing me to share this content today. And this is just a small segment, as you can see, it's 48 minutes long. And I think I maybe showed you about 8 minutes or 7 or 8 minutes. So definitely be sure to check that out. And I did see a question that I wanted to answer. Yeah, Susie, I'm not going to be building any teaching courses, but I will certainly be giving content on YouTube for free. But if you would like to support the channel, then please feel free to become a member. So yeah, this is a very interesting strategy, and I did have something similar myself in mind, but I didn't create quite an elegant looking chart. I'm not sure if the chart is public. Maybe you can ask him and he might release it, but this video definitely is public, so be sure to check that out. In fact, I'm going to drop it in here just one last time. So guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. We had some good news with Flair Finance, and obviously an insight to Martin's brain with his incredible strategy. So yeah, definitely check him out. And yeah, that's what we're going to wrap it up there. So thank you all for joining as always, and it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Mission Control, we have liftoff.